Alright. Good evening, chat. Hola. Here we are again. And this time with our co-op run. So we are for once, or I am for once on golems, which is quite refreshing. Because usually I have one of my PLs do golems, since it's quite the easier side, as in coordination. So it's been quite a while since I've done golems. I have to check that I don't forget anything, because last night I forgot an extra dervish somehow. Or I popped it somewhere, I don't even know. But yeah, that happened. No, I can't. I have to pop a razor first. Okay, let me think. After Seeker, or yeah, for Seeker, I'll have to slot in one dervish, and until I'm not gonna do it at Queen's Guard, probably, or maybe I should. Probably should. But that's my mimic. Mimic and then dervish again. And then I'll have it. I need another dervish, I think. Fuck, I don't have enough space. I think we can start a ready check to see if people are ready. If you are, and party leaders have make sure at least that you have your pure essence and correct actions and re-raises up, you can then jump on the portal. We will all be going to D this time, because we are on golems. I can't do math.
Are we all going right or left?
Golems are right.
Right. I keep forgetting.
I think we are all here then. Who was our preceptor again? Post the planning that we have soon.
Perhaps have already been located, I think.
Oh, I didn't see. I didn't jump down yet. Where were they again?
Southeast, middle, and one of the north rooms. Apparently.
so planning is out. Just maybe a short explanation to golems. We need to let the golems change to their respective color according to their rooms, and then we kill them on the platform. That's it. That's golems. As you can also maybe see in the picture that I posted in DRS chat, there are no marked, or DPSs are not assigned to any room. That is because we will all be moving together. The southwest room, so the room where Yuki is the tank of, that's the room where we will start. We will start there, and then we move to the room where Siri is tank, kill that golem, and then we move one room to the north to where Heartbreak is a tank, and then the last one we will kill the golem in Jamie's room. As we're all moving together, it should die quite fast, especially also if we have like 3 groups. For the tanks, the south golems, so the golems in the south rooms, they will have a tank buster with a bleed on it. So when you see, I don't quite remember what it was called. If someone can help me out. Tank buster?
Have a cast name.
Hmm?
It doesn't have a cast name.
It doesn't? Okay. Right. So at the start though, these golems will be casting a tank buster, and so if you see that, or I will call out as well, you need to maybe put on some cooldowns and take that hit. It will have a bleed, and it's quite heavy, so your healers will have to take care of that. Just a cleanse as of now on them, and it's good. The northeast golem, that will be the green golem, it doesn't have anything special, although with every golem that we kill, the green golem will gain a buff kind of thing. It's not too much, but it will start to hurt after we kill the 2 south golems. So the healers, the healer there will have to keep an eye on the tank. The red golem will be kited around. We'll assign a fizz range later. But so the red golem has to be kited around because it cannot smack you. If it smacks you, it deals a lot of damage. I think it might be healable on the tank. But we haven't tried it, and we're not about to try it, so let's keep it at kiting. The golems will also, all of them, periodically cast Metamorphosis, thank you. Been such a long while. Metamorphosis, and that will change their color. As you can see on the outside, there are 2 blue golems and 2 green golems. 2 of those, so 1 blue golem and 1 green golem, will change color to white and red. That means the golem going to the southwest room and the northeast room, they will need to always be interrupted because they will already be blue and green. The other 2 have to let the first metamorphosis cast go out, and then after that, every single metamorphosis cast, you have to interrupt. Other than that, the hallways is actually quite handled the same as in Slimes. There will just be another few golems spawning on those platforms in the hallways, and you just have to keep them away from, especially from the green golem room. Because if those golems, those wandering hallway golems, go inside that room, they might fuse with the green golem, and the green golem will then one-shot everyone, which is very bad. Okay, then as I said, we will assign a fizz range later in the northwest room, which is now. The fizz range will have to interrupt the golem for the tank, because the tank is kiting and cannot, I mean, they can, but it's not too safe for them to walk back to the golem to interrupt. That is why we have a fizz range there. Is there anyone who feels up for doing that? Any of our fizz ranges?
I think Aki already volunteered.
I didn't see it, but yes, we can have Aki do it. Okay.
I think it's before you top down.
Right, okay, then Aki, you can do it. Do keep in mind though, do not attack that red golem right after it turned red. Jamie will have to grab it first, and then you will see a tether going from the golem to Jamie, and then you can attack it or, you know, do whatever. Right, that is it for golems, not too hard. Are there any questions? You can also start a raid check. If you have questions, you can always press no.
So, Celeste, how you like the 3 pictures I posted?
Oh,
Looking DRS chat.
right. There are traps as well, like I also asked before. One will always be in the hallway, so stay clear of that. And 2 will be in the rooms. We have percepted just now, and there's 1 in the south room, in the southeast room. So in the room with, who was it again?
The white golem.
It's with Siri, and also 1 in the north rooms. So careful, let our perception tank take care of that first. Okie do. That means we are all ready. Well, not golems, we are golems. Slimes also seems to be ready, so while waiting for Minerva to respond or start the timer, all tanks, please check your tank stances. You'll all be tanking something. Oh, wait. I responded to Siri, oh god. I didn't even check. I was like actually waiting for his response or like starting the timer and then I just noticed I could respond to Siri. My god. I'm awake, I promise. Okay, so reminder, trap is southeast, 1 in the middle and 1 in the north rooms. Don't get too excited, wait for a perception. We can all go inside the blue room though. Golem will become vulnerable in a bit. Yeah. Okay, time busters are soon. There it is. Use some light cooldowns. And cleanse your tank. Metamorphosis costs as well. Interrupt if you need to. Okay, moving on to the next column. Next one will be soon-ish. No, we're not gonna see it. Okay, kill the white golem. And now the metamorphosis, interrupt. And now move on to red. Bring it down to 20%. Don't kill it, just to 20%. Okay, now we can chill. Wait for the rupture on Slime side. Can build your gauges or use some resources on the golems. Can pull them together as well. See, this is why I don't like being on the golem side.
But it's so chill, just wait.
It is way too chill. There's nothing to do
Love
but
it.
wait. And there's Rupture. Jimmy can use his invuln, pull the golem on the platform, and we kill it when it arrives on the platform. Kill. There we go. Now just wait until Rupture finishes casting. There will be not soldiers, golems who continue to spawn, so if you need to build some resources and build it on them. And there we go. No casualties, so I'll hop on the platform. Also 2 loot coffers, don't forget them, the personal loot. All of this is actually personal loot. I hope everyone is here. Short explanation to Seeker. Seeker is not too hard, doesn't have any special mechanics in Savage. It's literally all the same as a normal, but they will be fast. And so with fast, I mean really fast, you need to react fast and be light on your feet. The sword cleaves, we will be calling boss relative, and also the safe sides. So for example, we're looking at the boss is looking north. If I say left, left, right, right, we will stand on the left of the boss for 2 cleaves and then move to the right for 2 cleaves. That's it, but like I said, these sword cleaves will also be really fast. One major or one very dangerous mechanic on this boss is the look away mechanic with ice grids and flower expansion AoE. For that one, it is really important for you to look away from the eye first, because that will go off first, and then you have to move away from the flower. The ice grid on the floor, that kind of like goes off at the same time as the eye. So make sure you're standing in a safe spot, look away from the eye, and wait there. Once the eye has gone off, then you can move away from the flower. The flower, you have time to move away from it. Don't worry too much about that. I will also be calling where the eye is and also where the flower is. That's why you know a general direction from where to look away from or where to go away from. They can only spawn on 1, 2, 3, or 4. So keep that in mind. I'll also be calling the markers, obviously. Other than that, I don't think there is many things more about a Seeker that is really worth mentioning. Well, not really worth mentioning, but it is a thing. The Seeker might have like cursed patterns, as in it might have been left, right, right, left, for example. And for one particular mechanic, it's quite hard to kind of do that. How to explain this? For the floor and swords mechanic, some of you might know which one I mean. The floor mechanic will go out after all these sword cleaves are done. So if that gives you any idea, first off, we will dodge to the starting position, dodge the floor mechanic as well, and then we move to the other side, move to dodge other sword cleaves. And only after all the sword cleaves are done, we have to stand on the second floor mechanic, or on the correct circle for the floor mechanic. A lot of people die there because they panic and don't really know where to stand, but that's how the mechanic goes. First floor mechanic with the first sword cleave, and then every other sword cleave, and then the second floor mechanic. Keep that in mind. Okay. Ready checks and questions if you have them. I haven't really paid attention to chat, but have we decided on that main tank? Seems so. Okay. E, F, and D is also ready. Might be good to also use your food buff right now. It does help. Also for party A, not A, but party D, Dervish will go out a bit later because I'm using Excellence first. Three scholars. Maybe you should say that in like Yell chat or something so that others also know. Eva. Alright, there's the pull timer. Check your tank stances, only our main tank will have it on, is hollow. Pull, pull, pull. Okay, starting off with the Great White into Swords. Let's see what we'll have. Right, right, left, left. Start on the right of the boss. Right, right, left, left. And move over. Look away from 2. Look away from 2 and get away from 4. And get in front or behind. Don't be on the sides. And the hitbox also works. Don't be on the side. Okay. All tanks in front with the ignore marker. And tanks away. Stay stacked. We'll have chains. Stay stacked for now. Okay, can break them now and go in front of any wall. In front of any wall. Don't be too far out. We are starting on Alpha. Everyone to Alpha. Going behind the walls, so behind wall number 2 is fine. Stay behind. We're gonna stay stacked from to where we came from. And time to dodge some floor AoEs. Also, everyone get on tiles, on the blue tiles. And the next set of Lower mechanics will also have to deal with Earthshakers. Everyone on sand, on yellow sand. There will be Earthshakers coming out soon. Get them away from the group. And a second one on tiles, Earthshakers away. Right, into Cardinals of the boss. Bravo and Delta are safe. Bravo and Delta are safe. Starting on 1, then we'll deal with these swords after. Will be a shitty pattern. Will be back, front, front, back. Back, front, front, back. Front, front. And back. Look away from 2. And get away from 3. So move out. And now we can break. So rate wide incoming. Away from the tank. Okay, this is a floor and sword mechanic. We'll have an easy one, front, front, back, back. First up, we'll all be on tiles, front, front on tiles. Then back, back, and then on sand. Go, last one. Going back on tiles. On tiles. Very nice. Look away from 4. Look away from 4 and get away from 2. Touch the lines last. Right. Rate wide incoming. Don't think we will be holding front or behind. Don't be on the sides. No, I'll just kill it. Alright, nice. 2 people down as far as... No, 3. 3 people down. There's one behind the wall here. Right, tear up. Don't forget your loot. Oh, no need any buffs, okay. Through chat. Okay. Here's the last batch of people. We can start a ready check. Except for D actually. Eric already started.
Guess if you're ready in D, just come and stand on 4.
Yep.
If you're in D and you're ready,
So we're missing Felix, Hikaru, and Revi. If you're ready, come on 4.
Not everyone, just party D, because we can't really check you.
Mm-hmm. Felix, are you here? Yoo-hoo! Like if they weren't in the arena, I would have said like we can just pull, but
Mm-hmm.
okay, there they are. All right, we can go. Start the countdown. 20 seconds. Look at yell chat. And 15. 10. Wait, there's another Felix?
There's who, yeah.
Oh, I see. 3, 2, 1, and pull. Now he's gonna scream twice. Also dropping some puddles to dodge them like a normal. Right, don't be in front of him. He's gonna dash north. And then to the south. Get beside him. We'll have to deal with lion lines. Another AoE and limited numbers are out. 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3, and 4 to 4. There's also side cleave incoming. And dodge into it. Right, let yourself get knocked back to any safe spots. Don't be in front or to the right. It's gonna spin. And add face. We can just focus on the boss. The ads will all tether to the main tank. Come closer. We don't have to mind them. Right, there we go. Then move along. Loot cover here as well for some lost fragments. Hmm. Okay. Since Minerva has told me that we're gonna use LFG's orb reflects, I'm just gonna post the CMD for Queensguard. Okay, first things first, for Queen's Guard, I want every healer to already slot in, or after if you want to shell again, can do so. And afterwards, you can slot in Steel Sing and Spellforge. At least have it. Also make sure to look at the first picture in the CMD. Really important for hybrid classes to have both, because they might lose out on half their damage if they don't. That is one thing. Second thing is, we will have Savage Limes taking care of the ads, so we only need all of our tanks to turn on the tank stances for phase 3 for the aura spheres. We don't have to worry about anything else, except for, I think, we did not have to spell. I actually forgot to ask them about that. Whoops. I'll ask that real quick. Okay, they got it. Alright, so we don't have to really worry about anything in the first 2 phases, except for the last phase. So then that takes us to the mechanics. In the first phase, we will need Steel Sing Spellforge. And we also have to deal with the bombs. The bombs, and also Wind and Lightning mechanic. Both of those mechanics will also have to deal with chains. I don't think we have chains on our characters in normal, but only on the bombs. So here in Savage, you also have to chain on your character. It is all random. You have to look for yourself if you have a chain or not. Where can you see the chain for yourself? Here with these debuffs. If you have somehow missed it on your character. Aside from that, I will be calling out, if you have a chain, go there. If you don't have a chain, go there. We also might have a knockback from the knight, or a huge point blank from the knight in the center. How we deal with that is, if it's a knockback, we stand halfway from the center to the outside ring, or to the outside wall. So around here would be a good space to get knocked back, because the knockback is really not that big. If you stand here, or even closer to the middle, you will get hit by the knight, because the knight is quite chunky, and he's gonna dash from any side of the arena. So you don't want to be in between the knight and the center, and you also don't want to be dead center. Around here, but outside, like here, in the middle of the middle and the outside wall, is perfect to get knocked back. For the point blank, you really need to be on the outer edge though, because the point blank is really huge. I'll also be calling that out, so no need to worry too much about it. Just listen to it and do as you're told. Anything else for phase 1? Not really. Then moving on to phase 2, we're dealing with soldier and gunner there. The most important mechanic there is the turret, or the sniper mechanic. You might all remember that from the 3rd Alliance raid in Stormblood, Orban Monastery, the first boss. You will gain a shield-like thing on your character with 1 open spot. That open spot, that weak spot, is your actual shield. So you have to turn your open side to the gunner, and the gunner will always be center. So first up, you will have to turn your open side to the gunner, and then you turn it towards either to either east or west. The smaller turrets that you also know from normal, they will only be spawning east and west, so you have to look out for them. They will be zigzagging, so you have to just choose one side to look at and see if there's a turret on that side pointing towards the inside of the arena. If it is, then you turn your open side to that side. If not, you turn the open side to the side that you're not looking at. That's, I think, the most simple way I can explain it, so bear with. Another thing is, with that turret mechanic, there are first either the clones, but we probably won't even see the clones, but most likely the fire frogs that we have to dodge first. There is a melee spot, and it is around here-ish. So if you know the center here, it might be like around here that you are safe from the AoEs from the frogs. That is to say that you don't have to move too far back. If you are melee, you can keep some uptime and whatnot. Anything else that I need to say from phase 2? Not really, because we won't be dealing with the ads anyway. And then moving on to phase 3, that is really important for us, because then all of our tanks will have to turn on the tank stands and take care of the aura spheres on either Alpha or Charlie. The healer assignments, the healer reflection orbs, are as shown in the last picture in the CMD. We have D, E, and F. We're just gonna take care of those orbs. And figure out with your co-healer what you are gonna take, or which one you are gonna take. Oh. That's why they said rip Minerva. Minerva got his game crash, I think, for his entire PC. But we can continue explaining while waiting for him. So yeah, like I said, healers can discuss with your co-healer which healer you are or which orb you're gonna take. Since we are not dealing with a undersized group, there are no healers who have to take 2. But if your co-healer dies, you will need to take 2. And how do you reflect 2 orbs? Simple. Once you see the AoE indicator on your own orb, you can pop your light curtain or pop your reflect, and then move to the second. If you do that, you have enough time to like cover 2 of those orbs. I think that is really it that I really need to explain for phase 3 at least. You also might remember from normal, once the 4 ads are spawning in every corner or every intercardinal, they sometimes have a parry on like 2 sides of them. So that will happen here as well. So really be careful with assizes, dances and such. And also if they're swapping, don't be greedy. You can lose a GCD, it's not that bad. So just make sure that you don't hit it, because if you do, you get stunned and you get a rune stack. Not that smart. Other than that, there's nothing. Unless there are questions, so feel free to ask and we can start a ready check. And yes, you may. I was explaining, so now I'm gonna do all of my shit. Like also Argon, are you still there? Nice. Alright, we have E, F, and D. Just waiting on Slimers. Seems like Minerva's back. I don't know how far their explanations went. Maybe we still need to wait a little bit more, longer. Ugh. This stupid font on the left. Why are you so persistent?
Because font on the right is wrong.
Only villains put fun under a white slot.
Yes, and we are. Being a villain is way more fun.
So just look at stream and see
Also, Ash, how's Caster going for you?
A lot better this time.
Nice.
I
That
didn't take him
is-
during Stacks the Seeker.
Alright, here we go. Check your time senses. You also only need to turn it on at the last phase. So can I get a Spellforge, please?
Same actually.
Hello, healers in my party? I mean, you can wait a bit, but shit. Almost slotting Raid Whites. I will be skipping a second. Hey. They'll be moving the boss to center and Bravo. And we'll need Steel Sting. Oh, lucky for me. Get rid of purple, get rid of Spellforge, you need Steel Sting. First bomb mechanic. Check if you have a tether or not, or like a chain more like. We're gonna take the bombs on the edge. If you have a chain, you take a big bomb. If you don't have a chain, you take a small bomb. All the way on the edge, all the way on the edge. On the edge, guys, on the edge. And if you drop down, move to where a bomb just exploded. Right? And warrior cast boost. Boost will be spelled. And Raid White incoming. Second mechanic, we will have Wind and Lightning. Again here with a chain. So watch your chain. If you have a chain, you go to Wind. If you don't have a chain, you go to Lightning. Chain to Wind, unchained to Lightning. Going back to the Knight in the center, and stay inside the hitbox towards Bravo, inside the Knight's hitbox. Right? Another Dispel on the Warrior. And Raid Wide. Try to keep the HP levels the same, they will have to die at around the same time. Time Buster. And they are edge. Okay, moving on to Soldier and Gunner. Soldier will be at Delta and Gunner in the center. The first mechanic will be the Fire Frogos. We are following the second set that moves. And then the Sniper mechanic will follow. So first off, we are going to 2. Everyone to 2. There is a melee spot, don't forget if you want to. Check your open side. Turn it towards the gunner in the center. And then towards a turret on the side. Back on the bosses for a Time Buster into a Raid Wide. There's a Raid Wide. And the turrets will be spawning soon. Once they spawn, we will focus on them first. And there they are. I don't know who that is that keeps joining and leaving, but that's getting quite annoying. There's not really anything we can do about it though.
There's BA run going on at the same time.
Maybe lock it. Okay, keep moving at the end of the cost. Keep moving, keep moving. Can maybe lock it to like 24 max. Right, phase 3 incoming. Tanks to either Alpha or Charlie. Turn on your tank stances. Grab hold of the R sphere. Once you then get a marker on top of your head, you can use your invuln. Careful there. That is northwest that needs some covering, I think. For the parry swaps. And second set of orbs will be returning. Take care of the aura spheres first. Right, we won't have LB3. Not yet, at least. No, we won't have it. Sag. 1, 2... 2 people that need to be... 3. Didn't saw that person. Don't forget you have 2 chests here. Because of the successful duel. Moving on to Phantom. Need to stop slotting our rise. That's why I always wait until some people have already done it and then I'll slot mine. Can't be too eager. Okay, so Phantom. Quite the same as a normal. Just instead of 2 rows, there'll be 4 that we have to deal with. Other than that, it's quite literally the same. We won't be seeing ads, or at least we hope we don't. So nothing else to worry about. Vanish is up. Thank you very much. And ready checks can go up. EF ready and TS as well. There we go. Okay, check your tank stances. Turn it off if it's not yet. And I used dance way too early. Starting off with a raid bite. And then we can start gambling on either Alpha or Delta. Which is it gonna be today? Oh, it is Delta. Finally, something different. Okay, start on delta, and we're gonna follow the donut all the way to 4. One more cleave, and we move to 3. And stand on 3. We will see, or maybe we won't. We'll see 3 cleaves on the 4 column. 2, and he is dead.
Screw your cleaves.
Be careful with ahead. There will be traps. Oh, there's a person down. There, we can have some healers going back for arises. Oh no, he's up. Never mind. We're good. We're good. Okay, extra careful here. We need those traps after. Please do not run into any of them. So many trap polices. I think we have 3 where they have 4. If you mean the 4 in the middle, that's very cursed indeed. I don't know why. Honestly, cannot wrap my head around it, honestly. They could, if they do that, they could also be like, west is Charlie and then south is Delta. Like, that's what my head then turns into if they have 4 in the middle. But okay. Anyhow. First things first. CMD in DRS chat. Okay, at Trinity Avowed, we have 3 major mechanics that we have to care about. Those 3 major mechanics being her 3 weapons. Sword, staff, and bow. We will see those 3 mechanics twice over. So first she will do a loop, or she will first do one of each weapons, and then she will loop it again. The only difference in the second set of those mechanics are elemental brands, and also some small extra mechanics in between. Gonna maybe start explaining with elemental brand first. If you look at the last picture there, that is the debuff that you will see if you get a elemental brand. If you remember from like normal as well, you have a temperature shown on your screen, either -2, -1, +2, or +1. In the second sets of those mechanics, you will also get a debuff. That will not show on your screen. It will only show as a debuff. So again, there you have to look at your debuff bar and figure out what you actually need to get hit by, because you need to subtract it added together to get your real temperature, and that real temperature you then have to resolve. How the brand works as well is that it resolves at the very end. So a lot of people get confused if they get like not a neutral temperature before the mechanic goes is done, and they get scared and they then get hit by something else and then they die. You have to wait at the until the very end to see your neutral temperature on your screen, because like I said, the elemental brand will resolve last. Then let's start with the weapon mechanics. The first one will be, or not, the first one that I'm gonna explain is the sword mechanic. The sword mechanic, as you can see in the GIF and the CMD, the second one, the Trinity of Out will spawn 3 clones alongside her, and she will also become untargetable during that phase. There will only be 1 absolute safe spot, and with absolute safe spot, I mean a safe spot where you absolutely cannot be hit by any of those sword cleaves. That safe spot is also the one that I'm gonna call. So you have to then, it's your own responsibility, look for yourself what temperature you have, and in the second phase, look at your temperature and your elemental brand, and then figure out what you need to get hit by, or which sword, or which element sword you need to get hit by. Then, really important, only cardinal from the safe spot is safe. If I say 4, for example, 4 is a safe spot, you can stand on 1, delta, 3, or 1 square south of 4. If I say 4, 2 is absolutely not safe. If you stand on 2, and I say 4, then you're dead. Simple as that. So remember, cardinal from the safe spot. Alright. That is the most important thing about these sword cleaves, because a lot of people don't keep that in mind and get cleaved by or be in the intercardinal and get cleaved by 2 swords. Another thing though, in the second sword mechanic, with the elemental brand, you might need to get hit twice. There, it is the only mechanic that you can get hit twice, obviously, and sometimes you might need to as well. But for every other one, the bow and the staff, you only have 1 chance to get hit, or 1 chance to resolve your temperature. So then, for bows, the bow mechanic, we will have to deal with the ladder game. There are only 2 patterns, and either if Ash is fine with calling it out, he will be calling out which pattern it is, if it is easy for you to resolve this. But otherwise, just trace the line, basically, to know where your arrow is going to end up on. If the arrow can take a turn, it will take a turn. So for me personally, it has always been easier to just trace it. So like I said, the second set of the mechanics will have elemental brand. So here with bow as well, you have to then actually do the math, subtract it, add it together, and then figure out your actual brand, your actual temperature. Sorry. During that phase, during the bow phase, it might be that your shown temperature on your screen and your elemental brand already negates each other. So you already have a neutral temperature. If that's the case, you have to follow the empty spot, because that empty spot also acts as an arrow. That aside, nothing too difficult about the bow mechanic, I believe. Last one will be staff. The staff is the same as in normal. All 4 corners will have meteors on them, and we just have to first dodge them and then go to the correct meteor to resolve our element. Except here, we will have +2, +2, +1, -1, and -2, as opposed to normal only having +1 and +2, I believe. +1 and -1, I believe. So that's really simple to actually resolve. Though the thing is, there are 3 instances where we will have a forced march One of those instances would be the first bow mechanic, where we have to either go to Delta or Bravo, and you will let your force march take you from the center to either Delta or Bravo. Second instance will be the second bow mechanic during the ladder game. So there you have to be extra careful, have to do the math, and then figure out where your force march is going to take you to. So you will let your force march and take you to the correct tile. The force march will always take you 2 tiles, if that helps anything. And then the third instance would be during the first staff mechanic, or like the first staff mechanic where the meteors are gonna be. There you will have to let your force march obviously take you from 3 on marker 3 to any of the corners, any of the meteors that you need to get hit by. And that's it. Are there any questions so far? You can also start a ready check, and if you have a question, always press no. Always feel free to press no. Okay, we have E and F, and missing 1 on D, and Felix is ready. So we are good. Don't think I saw slimes yet. Maybe worth mentioning, forgot about that actually. At least 1 tank in the group having ether shields, because the bleed might really hurt at least 2 people with no or very little fortitude stacks. I think the only time I was slower with explanations was at golems. And every time we just had to wait for them.
I mean, Queen's Guard, there was the issue with Minerva.
True, true. Which is better.
Do another co-op run in Dragon.
Oh, there we go. 3, 2, 1. That was an early pull. Oh, we can pull now as well. All times in front. And we will have a raid wide. So ether shuts up. Let's see which weapon mechanic she's gonna give us first. It will be away from the boss. Away, away. And next one will be in front of the boss on 3. And on marker 3. And then behind, boss over center as well. Okay, we're gonna start with bow. All tanks can also stack in front already. Watch your force marches. You will let it take you to either Delta or Bravo from the center. We are going to to Bravo. Let it take you to Bravo. Alright, if people re-raise in the flames, you can rescue them to the safe spot here. Check your temperature. Due to ladder game, pattern will be called out.
Pattern 2.
Okay, back on the boss. And either shields up. We'll have staff next. Meg is trying to move the boss, and we can get away from her. Get away, get away. Right, back on the boss, and we can already stack on 3. Check your temperature. Here you will also get a force march, so that your force march will take you to the correct meteor. Respect the proximity, stack on 3. There are no positionals anyway. Right, let your force march take you to the correct meteor. And back on the boss. Keep the shields up. And we go in front of the boss. Boss is facing... There she is. Alright, boss will position yourself and become untargetable very soon. So, you check your temperature, figure out what sword you need to get hit by, and remember 1 square cardinal from the safe spot. Safe spot is on 1, on or next to 1. On or next to 1, which means 3 is absolutely not safe. Okay, next safe spot is on 4. On or next to 4. Okay, back on the boss. And either shields up. And I am up. Hog. Okay, get behind the boss. We're gonna dodge some clones on the sides. It will be on the white squares. White squares, and then go into Bravo. If you're far away, you can use sprint after. Sprint, sprint, sprint. So here you will have a temperature and a elemental brand. Do the math, figure out what you really need to get hit by, and follow the arrows.
Pattern 2 again.
Check your quick march as well. You will let it take you to your correct square. Back on the boss. And either shields up. There will be a time buster towards the wall. Usually, if they do it as well, you can go towards the wall. And then get away from the boss, especially ranged, you can do so. and stack on 3. And we can maybe chill a bit on DPS as well. Check your temperature and check your brand. Yep. Hold DPS. Big focus on the mechanic. Look at your temperature, look at your brand, do the math. And this time you will move manually towards the correct meteor. Careful of the clones on the sides. It will be east and west. East and west. Right, back on the boss. Wait for it, and heal up B. Too late. Killed it already.
At least a few went through.
No.
I have a feeling someone on the other side might have healed LB during the meteor.
Yeah, they did. They did. I saw it as well. Yeah. There are certain spots in the fight that you absolutely cannot arise people. That is when the temperatures have gone out. If it's bow and sword, it will be fine, but absolutely not during staff. They will just die. Also, I'm actually very confused how I died there. Did I just look wrong at at the sword or something? Need to check that again, actually. Right, if you are new and you want to become mini, you can go back with the others to a pink trap. Do not pop it yet, wait for a few people. They want to become mini as well. The rest of us can wait at the gate. Many people should be heading back now, maybe. I don't think we have any more people wanting to become mini. Yep. The first one. Do be careful down the stairs. There are traps, so please just wait. Wait, didn't they get in? That was the first mini. Not wrong. That must have been a Lalafell. What was I saying again? So just wait at the bottom of the stairs. And there will be another one on the bridge. Right? Okay. The spell is up. Might need another healer or another few healers to do so. But first things first, mechanic explanation. This boss is on itself, it's not too bad. It will just have some really easy mechanics that you can dodge and whatnot. The really hard part about this fight, the ads. Once this boss gets lower than 70% on his health, he will then be phasing, becomes unchargeable, and spawn 4 ads and 4 cardinals. Those ads will be paired with about a few percentage, I don't even know how much, of our arena being unsafe. if you can just look on the floor right now in game, there are two white circles. Those white circles will be safe for us to walk in. So every darker grayish spot is gonna be a death wall. So this makes it important for us that we must stay in that white circle while also trying to kill those ads. These 4 ads will be handled by 4 tanks, and they'll be kiting them clockwise. Why kiting? Because if those ads bonk you once, or they catch up to you and bonk you, you will get a rune stack. And if you get 2 rune stacks, you will get doom and die. That is why we have tanks kiting them around with a range attack so they can keep aggro. So for those tanks, they will also need to sweep traps at the start, or not at the start, but at the start of the ad phase. Once the ads spawn, everyone will be going to their spots on the outer circle. Only healers will go in the inner circle, but everyone else on the outer circle, and everyone starts on 3. Once the ad phase starts, about 3 GCGs afterwards, the traps will be spawning. So make sure that you are on a cardinal when that happens, because only the cardinals are safe. Make sure you're on a cardinal, and then the tanks will be sweeping all the traps for you so you can walk safely through. Like I said, only the cardinals will be safe, so on all the markers, and everything in between, so from here onwards, all the way to 4, will be unsafe. All the way to here. This is the same for 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and 4 to 1 as well. So keep that in mind. If those traps spawn, make sure you're on a cardinal. Traps can also only spawn on the outer circle. The inner circle is safe. Tanks will be, like I said, sweeping those. So if you're missing some GCDs, if you're not close to the boss, doesn't matter. You do not want to walk into a trap and kill yourself or others with you. So doesn't really matter too much. Just wait for the sweeps and then you can catch up to the boss. So the tanks will be kiting the ads clockwise, and we are killing counterclockwise. Basically, the next ad will be coming to us that we have to kill. Obviously, you can follow the ad around until it's dead and then move onwards to the next one. So that's it for tanks. DPS also explained a little bit. We are all starting on 3, and we only need to kill the ads. There's nothing really DPS specific that we need to keep in mind. Just kill the ads as soon as possible, stay safe, don't run into a trap, and we're good. Then for the healers, you will be in the inner white circle, and there you have to deal with the earth orbs and the fire orbs. Earth orbs have very little HP, but they need to be dispelled first. So put a dot on them, cast a spell, and they should die within the next tick. For the fire orbs though, you will have to reflect them like in Queensguard with the reflection orbs. The fire orbs are targetable. I think, well, actually every orb is targetable, now I think about it. So the fire orbs does not have a AoE indicator for you to know, okay, that's when I need to pop my light curtain or reflect. You have to look at the cast. And around mid of the cast of the fire orb, you can already pop your light curtain, and then you'll be safe for the damage to reflect. If you don't have any light curtains, or if you can't pop one on time, please just move away from the fire orbs, because it will just one-shot you. Other than that, healers also maybe keep an eye on any DPS that is quite low, or any tanks that are sweeping, especially warriors, gunbreakers, and dark knights if we have them. That's it for healers. DPS also explained. Tanks as well. They're handling kiting tanks. If any of ours want to volunteer, you can maybe tell them. Other than that, we also have to deal with some debuffs. As you can see in DRS chat, on the second picture, there's push and pull that we have to deal with during the add phase. If you want to look in game right now, like right above marker 3 is a outer notch, and right here and front is a inner notch. So obviously you need to resolve your debuffs there, the push and pull. For the push, obviously in the inner, and for the pull in the outer. There will be notches all alongside the circles. So just find one and then stand in there if you have to resolve it. The first debuff that we get, we will have to resolve immediately. The second and third, we might not even see the third, but the second one we will not be resolving immediately. So can just focus on the adds for a bit and then find a notch and resolve it. There is nothing else. There are some AoEs that you need to dodge either inside the notch or just move outside because you will drop puddles, and that is literally it. Everything else for this main boss though, very simple mechanics, and you have to dodge this, dodge that, listen to the calls, and you'll be fine. Okay, we can start a ready check. If you have questions, you can always press no. Delta is ready, F is ready. And E is ready. Okay, I'm gonna start the countdown. 20 seconds. You don't have to use any actions, any any burst on the boss here. You can build resources instead. We will be using our burst or actions during the add phase. That's the most important. Pull. There will be a time buster first and followed with a point blank knockback. You can use your anti-knockback or go away from the boss. Use your anti-knockback now. And then dodge the 3 cleaves. Seems like he's gonna face soon, so everyone to 3, healers in the circle. I'm gonna pop off now. Let the tank build some aggro. Okay, go into the next cardinal. Make sure that you're on a cardinal. And tanks will be sweeping. Right. Resolve your debuff now. Look for notch. Resolve it now. Dodge in a notch. Dodge the lightning in a notch. And then move out, because you will be dropping puddles. Careful of those. Right, last add. We'll be getting soon new debuffs, but we're not going to resolve them. Focus on the last add. And get away, move in a notch. Don't be too close to the fire orb afterwards. There's one gonna explode. Right. And raid wide. Electric puddles as well. You can take them to the edge and then move back because they will be pulsing. Place them on the edge. Alright, get max casting range. And then move back. Will be 2 more puddles. Take these to the edge. And second set. Then we will have a proximity marker. Get away from the proximity. Then move back to the boss. and dodge 3 cleaves. Get away from the tank. Will be a Time Buster following, but boss is dead. And I think no one is down anymore. Very nice. Don't forget your chest here. It has the chest plating. We can move on. Okay, we'll be going with their markers. Not too big of an issue. It's just maybe one minor thing, because I usually just call out gunner is at 1, but now it's obviously not correct. Maybe starting at the start. Mechanics for Queen is at least all of the major mechanics of Queen, or the big mechanics, are recycled from Queen's Guard. So you have already seen all of them. Yes, I was talking. Let me just do that first. And let me actually do a really villain move. There. Okay. So, what was I saying? So the biggest mechanics you have already seen. They will be bombs, sniper mechanics, the donut or point blank from the knight, and what else? There is the wind and lightning puddles as well. Those will all be integrated in her big mechanics, and they will all be called out one by one. So no need to worry too much about it, since you have already seen those mechanics. There are a few mechanics owned to Queen as well, like her Time Busters, her Raid Wides, and her Super Chests and normal chests. For the Time Busters, they will be cleaving twice, and it leaves a Doom behind. That's why usually we then assign Gunbreakers and Paladins for this job, because if you don't take damage, you also don't get a Doom. That's why we usually have that, and we're gonna probably assign them later. For the Raid Wides, there are 2 kinds of Raid Wides. Not that they hit different, but with the enhanced Raid Wide, there's just something different that will happen afterwards. So with every Raid Wide, we still have bleed, so we still would need Ether Shields on in every party at least. And then for the enhanced Raid Wide, she will glow golden, and then do the Raid Wide. But then she will also spawn a gauge, and once that gauge reaches 100%, she will gain 4 buffs, which we will need to dispel ASAP. At the same time, she will also spawn electric orbs all around the arena. Those electric orbs can be reflected, or should be reflected as well, by Light Curtain's reflects. If you don't have one, please watch out for yourself that you look for a lightning orb and get away from it. Because as we saw yesterday, or tried at least yesterday, some people just do not react fast enough to it. Even if I say like, this is not safe, go all the way there, or all the way there. So most important is that you look for yourself. If you have a light curtain or not, if you don't have one, look for the lightning orbs and get away from them. If you do have one though, another reminder, it is a GCD, you can't weave it in. So make sure you pop it in time to not die from the electric orb. So that's it for the enhanced Raid Wide. Afterwards, we also have to then stand inside the dome that the electric orb will spawn after it dies. That one is not optional. If you don't do that, you will die. Simple as that. Then we will have the normal chess and super chesses. For super chess, I posted the what do you call it? Image in DRS chat. It is 95% of the time correct, or at least you won't get hit 95% of the time. But sometimes you might, if it is a quite iffy pattern from the ads on the sides. I won't be calling it out. But I will be saying if the back row is safe or not. And maybe if I can see it fast enough, the columns as well, if I'm fast enough. So that's it for super chess. There will be 2 instances that we will see super chess, maybe only 1 if we have high enough damage, but just keep in mind, usually there's 2. Then we have normal chess. Normal chess only happens once and is all the way at the start. For normal chess, I just mark myself as Dorito. I just keep Dorito on myself. Because sometimes I cannot call it early enough, or sometimes calls are not quite like clear. Because I usually call boss relative, and if I say like we're looking at the boss, and if I say like left of 3 or right of 3, it is, you know, like left of 3 here, and then right of 3 here. But sometimes it can also confuse people, and that's why Dorito on me. If you're not sure, just follow it. For other mechanics, do not follow me though. Especially like in super chess, do not follow me. For the first big mechanic, which is called relentless play, also do not follow me, because that is all quite individual. So then I explained every single mechanic. Is there anything that you are unsure of, that is unclear to you? Any questions, feel free to ask. We can also start a ready check. Feel free to press no. Let me check what has been said in chat that I missed. Okay. We can't go to C. C is way too close to the boss. You can go on 3 instead. If you need a eraser, you can go for that. Whatever. Just stand on a marker, either 3 or C, so people know that you need one. My callouts only being like, yes, back is safe. Or back is not safe. Alright, we have E, D, and F. So we are good. I think... No. Or maybe? Is Minerva gonna go for skill?
Back being safe or not is the more important one to know anyway. You're
That is true.
That one you're more likely to be hit. So.
Assign. Okay, we're gonna assign some tanks. Or some people on the... Is that even? That is not, of course, it's not. Alright. Stand on the Dorito if you want to volunteer as a tank.
Just a heads up, for super chats. If you get a 6, you will always be on a white square.
Yep, that is also one thing. So we can have Minerva as 1.
7 and 5 will
Oh,
always be on
whoops.
black.
Key 2 and Selka 3. Amora is a warrior. Okay, we can put a 4 on them just in case if someone dies in between. Okay, think we are all done here then. All right, Countdown going in. Check your tank stances. A maneuver is gonna start. 3, 2, 1, and pull. Starting off with the raid wide. So ether shoots up. And going into normal chess. But first we're gonna wait for the north wind's glow to tell us which cardinal we're going to. We're going to Bravo. Bravo is safe, but be on the back of the square. Right. And then we can stand in the center, in the dead center. And first time buster incoming. It's 1 cleave. And second, so tank 2 can take over. And either shots up. After this, we will go into super chess. Right, prepare yourself. Look at your number of steps. Look at your numbers, and we will go to C, or end up on C. The back row is not safe. Back row is not safe. The east wall is safe, and the middle is also safe. I want to resolve it like that.
So 5 on 2.
Alright, make sure that you are on the safe spots. Even if you have a doom, you will get at least re-raised on the safe spots. Right, back on the bus. And either shields can go up. This is a enhanced raid wide, as you can see. Those golden. Gauge has spawned. Alright, start dispelling and look out for the lightning orbs. You can pop your light curtains. Get inside a dome. Get inside a dome. It is not optional. Very nice. Going into first relentless play. So remember that the gunner is at northwest. Gunner is at northwest. And we have to deal with lightning and wind. So if you're tethered, you go to wind. If not, you go to lightning. We're going to delta as well. Tethered to wind, untethered to lightning. Open side to the gunner at northwest. And then at a turret on the side. Alright. Into the middle. Also time buster. It's 1. And 2. Tank 3 take over. Relentless play 2. We will get knocked back from the center, but It's the same as in Queen's Guard. Don't be dead center and don't be in front or in between the middle and the knight. We're gonna get knocked back to... knocked back to 3 or 4 right here. And then either Delta or Bravo. Gonna go all the way Delta. Alright. Very nice. Back on the boss. And either shields up. Second super chest coming in soon. So here again, watch your steps. This time we'll end up on the north. The back row is not safe again. Both walls, no. Only the east wall is safe. West wall, sorry. Okay, make sure you're on the safe spot again. Right, double check if you have heal RB3, if not you wait a little bit. So you can use it from the center. Time Buster. It's 1 and 2. Saka can keep it. Right, we're gonna stack up on Alpha. The knight will jump to us and will be a donut or a point blank. Gonna be a donut, so we stay inside the hitbox towards or closer to the boss. Closer to the boss inside the hitbox. And the queen is dead. Congratulations, everyone. Very nice. Very well done. Enjoy your cutscenes, and once you've done that, I think we have 1 person down. 1 very unlucky person. Once you have grabbed your loot, you can then move back. Move to the tree in the back. I'm gonna take a picture. Few more people in cutscene, I think. That was very smooth, guys. You can be proud of yourselves. Right, that's the last person. The screenshot, and it will be posted in the run thread.
Ella, the queen chest always drops a fully upgraded piece.
Yepers.
Speaking of, it dropped, like, I got my 9th body gear plate for my last, like, coffer from that, and then it dropped me the body gear coffer straight.
Classic.
I now have enough secrets and plates for the equivalent of a deliver message roll the 2nd time.
Jeez.
Hey, I think we are
Screenshot now.
on here. Oh, what happened? Alright, yes, that was it for today. Thank you all for joining, guys. Again, congratulations on your achievements, doggos, and thank you for joining. We will be going tomorrow again for the 5th day of this week. I still need to make the roster, so it will come later. But yeah, feel free to hop off now. Thank you for joining, everyone. Post the. We've got quite some achievements. Go. All right. Actually, very fucking run tonight. Short run, actually. How long? We didn't even spend 2 hours in there. Guys, we didn't even spend 2 hours in there. That was fast.
Nope. Yeah, when you said Relentless Play 1, I was like, really? It's almost dead.
Right?
It was a very fast run.
Yeah, holy shit. I'm actually sweating and I need to still eat. So I won't be staying too long. Gonna hop off and the roster. See you guys. Bye.
Bye for now.
Alright, chat. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for dropping by. Like I said, I will need to go make some food and then also make the roster for tomorrow. Very short run today, very fast as well. I think it's because also that we have like so many people having using excellence. It was really nice. So looking forward to tomorrow as well. Again, thank you guys for watching. Wish you have a good night and until tomorrow maybe. Bye bye.